Before the game, Otto Addo professed his adulation and praise for Kwesi Appiah, saying of so much respect for Kwesi, even more as a human being than what he achieved for Ghana. Big respect for what he's done with Sudan, especially in World Cup qualifying, where they're flying in their group, as said earlier. There's no way we will underrate them. Well, so far, Sudan are showing why the Ghana coach may have had such kind words about the East African side. Kudus, this is his sort of range. Onto his left foot. Tries to play it into the middle, but that's smart defending by Kuku. And it's a corner to Ghana. And the fans raise the decibel side the Accra Sports Suit. We'll be on home soil in Libya next week for the return fixture, given he plays for Al Ittihad there. All 6 of his caps for Sudan this year. For Kuku, swung in and headed away again by a Sudanese head. Once more, not beating the man at the near post. And that's a little bit of discomfort as well for Saeed Ahmed. You do wonder if Jordan Ayew is going to get a little bit more support, or if Antoine Semenyo might be pushed up closer to him, nearer to him, a front 2 rather than a singular one with 2 players either side. Kudus. Now to Semenyo. Mensah on the overlap. It's a little bit underplayed from Semenyo. Got to get those little details right. Asking a lot of Gideon Mensah, especially a man who only returned relatively recently from injury just 2 weeks ago. He was back playing for Auxerre after being out for a couple of months. Auxerre in the French league, of course. Did get a full 90 minutes under his belt at the weekend at Mensah. But that will hold him in good stead. Numa just running out of pitch. A little bit disappointed with himself. He scored in the last international he played, actually, Ernest Nuba, the former under-23 international. That was in the 2-1 win in Mali in June. A fleeting appearance he made in the year, only against Cape Verde. Really exciting talent when he gets going down the flanks. Kudus again, seen the ball. Just that gilt-edged chance that he made for Chiku. Well, that is a strong challenge, and the referee has got a decision to make. Well, he's given the decision against Al Rashid. That was full-blooded. He did get the ball in the end, and it looks bad. Ibrahim Sulemana, understandably feeling the effects of that crunch challenge coming in. Well, the referee continuing to have a word with Al Rashid, the Amarate man. Pressure doesn't get to him, and that's the character of big players. And that's what's been said of Kudus in the past by those who are captain's armband on his left shoulder today. They 3 points today. Mensah has a better ball in, but neither of the two Ghanaians closest to where it landed could get anything on it. Kudus again. That's better. Numa. Seydou wins a corner down the right-hand side for Ghana. Just as they did in the first half, applying early pressure in the opening minutes of the period. Sudan have held firm so far. Conceded just 2 from their 2 qualifiers so far. Kudus again with the delivery. Up goes Chiku. And again, Chiku just can't keep his header down. Well, he's not played for Ghana since the World Cup qualifiers in June. Alexander Chiku hasn't scored for Ghana since the Nations Cup when he did so against Cape Verde. The second for a man who is today making his 30th appearance. Now here's a chance. Abu Issa getting it forward for Sudan. Well, there was a bit of space, but the pass was under hit. Silimana now looking to get Numa going again. And Numa keen to chase, but overhit on the delivery. Mensah with the header. Rahman turning one way and then the other, but straight into Silimana, who's doing excellent work. In his first start for the Black Stars, a moment I'm sure he has dreamed about many times over. Seydou, nice from him. Numa again, he's got Ayew in the middle. Semenyo drifting in as well. Kudus just loitering and near the penalty spot, and trying to cut it back to one of Ayew or Kudus. Well, he couldn't be the Sudanese defender. It's been a resolute defensive display so far from the Falcons of Jedian. Well, they kept a clean sheet on match day 1 to Sudan when beating Niger. Obviously didn't do so when going down 2-1 in Angola, but how they would love to keep another clean sheet today. And that would put them 3 points clear of Ghana with 3 games to go. Angola play Niger on Friday night in the game's other match day 3 in the group. It comes to Semenyo. Chance for Semenyo. He couldn't read the bounce, and he couldn't take the chance. And that was an opportunity because it just spilled the way of Antoine Semenyo. And he just couldn't get a handle on it at all. And if he had done, it may well be that Ghana would be leading. Here he is again, Semenyo. In good form in the Premier League, just as he was last season. 3 goals in 7 games so far in the league in England this season for Semenyo. Doesn't compare terribly well with his 2 from 23 appearances for Ghana. Strike in, spilled. Oh, double save from Mohamed Mustafa. First time to deny Silimana, the second to deny Kudus. Stopped at point-blank range again, just as he was against Niger last time out. Well, Mohamed Mustafa should have done better with the first strike, but he atoned with some alert reaction to stop Kudus scoring what would have been his first goal since the Nations Cup as well. He grabbed a double against Egypt in Ivory Coast earlier in the year. Semenyo boiling up are the Black Stars. 1-2 with Ayew. Chance for Semenyo, into the side netting it goes. Another chance. Nice interplay between Semenyo and Ayew. And here you thought the space had come as Kashu had slipped. And here we see the ball, and it was the miscontrol at the beginning on his chest that instantly took it up and into the arms of a grateful Sudanese goalkeeper. But a chance for the players to grab some water as the Sudanese goalkeeper receives some treatment. He was subbed the last time out at half-time because of injury. It was Mohamed Mustafa, and he's also subbed on match day 1. Rare to see a goalkeeper substituted in consecutive games, but that's exactly what happened to him. Flat out on his back is Mohamed Mustafa, the 28-year-old. Made his debut for Sudan way back in 15. And look at that reaction from Semenyo, face in hands. As soon as he touched it, he knew he had messed it up. He did just enough there, Mustafa. Well, it has been a theme of their campaign so far, not taking their chances. And the obvious one in football, of course, is that you will pay if you don't. It's very likely to come back to haunt you should you not take your chances. 1 goal from 5 halves of football, effectively, in this bid to reach the Nations Cup for Ghana. I said earlier, a tournament where they've had problems in recent years, but they've rarely had problems qualifying. The last time Ghana missed out was in 2004, so 20 years ago. And prior to that, they had qualified for everyone from 92 onwards as well. So qualification for Ghana, who've been to 24 Nations Cups, only beaten Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast. The qualification is not the problem. However, it could be beginning to be so for them. Changes for Sudan. And among those coming off is the man who had those shots in the first half, Abu Issa. And also coming off is Al-Rashid. So Magadam amongst those coming on. Into the final half hour we go. Mensah. Bending it in. Oh, good shape on the cross, and important defensive clearance at the back. Choosing to play it out along the floor as well of the Sudanese before they go long. Up to Abdel Rahman, cut out by Jiku. Loose. Owusu. Into Seydou. And that's nice movement from Ayew, going one way then the next. It was well read in the end, given the movement. And Ghana have another corner. Well, one wonders what changes he may be thinking about, Otto Addo. As Kudus is relieved of the duties on this occasion. And still a left-footed in-swinger. Jiku going up. Little push in the back. But Ghana will have another corner. Oh, Salisu talking about the pushing. I thought there was some pushing from the Ghanaians as well on Sudan. All academic for now. Jordan Ayew. Can he work some magic? Up they go with the back stick, and they're going to get another corner as well. Well, they did find some space at the back post, and when he tried to head it back in, Jiku just rebounded off the face of a Sudanese and out behind. Pressure mounting from the Black Stars. Oh, they're really mixing it up at the corners. Now, Jiku at the back post, but it's a vital touch from Mustafa to take it away. And that's wasteful at the back from Sudan, especially when their traffic is all coming in one direction. Right to left. Ghana in white, of course. Semenyo on the ball. And just floats it in, casually so. And possibly a bit too casually as well. Oh, Sulemana. Down on the ground. The Sudanese as well. Mustafa Karshoum scored against Angola, the centre-back. And another in this side who played at the Nations Cup 2 years ago for Sudan, which not too many Sudanese footballers can say in recent times. Kudus, still he goes. Oh, you thought he might have taken it onto his left, given he is left foot. Corner. Kuku with the defending. Jiku comes up again. Salisu. Are they the most likely source of goals for Ghana? They're not when the deliveries keep on going too close to this man. Well, that wasn't the smartest bit of goalkeeping from Mohamed Mustafa, but a few complaints from him. And then very relieved to see the man in the red shirt was Kuku and not a man in a white shirt behind him, catching him out. Look at this. Pops it one away past Salisu, who just keeps on running. Salisu played just over half of Monaco's 7 games in the league so far. For the former Southampton and Real Valladolid defender. Good to see him back playing after an injury-ravaged year last year. So Saif Thierry's race is run. For the Sudanese, struggled to really get into the game. And on comes Mohamed Mahmoud. I say Mohamed Mahmoud, he's really known as Mo Issa, brother of Abo. He's off the pitch now, of course. Plays his club football in Iran, does the elder Issa brother. So we are approaching the final quarter. And Ghana in something that is as near a must-win game as you could imagine, given that it's their penultimate home game of the campaign. Okay, it's only their second home game as well, but either way, you need to win your home games. So far, the only point picked up by the Black Stars has been on the road. Ayew swings it in, better delivery, and not as deep as he might have wished with the three players coming in behind. Headed away impressively at the back by the Sudanese defence, not for the first time today. Nice serve from Seydou. And there are a lot of Ghanaians still up. Deep across that is. Up goes Salisu. And Salisu gets a head on it, and he believes a Sudanese last. But something of a gentle request from the centre-back. Jordan Ayew's race is run. He will not be adding to his goals. And on comes Iñaki Williams. He'll be hoping to find some himself. Numa also coming off for the hosts. And Abdul Fatawu will be on. Dropped effectively today. Numa preferred to the Leicester City man. Solid challenge coming in if the referee does not like. Nor does Mensah. Well, he was criticised against Angola, was Otto Addo, for making his changes too late. He has now thrown the dice for the first time. He made the changes in the last 10 minutes against the Southern Africans, against Niger. He was in and around the hour mark. Still can force the win. But he's brought on Williams. And he's brought on Fatawu. And he will have to hope that they can have a bit more impact. Lots of touches. Ayew. But no end product from either. Numa dribbling that shot wide in the first half. Ayew hitting it straight at the goalkeeper when he had his chance in the opening period. But Williams has struggled for goals. He had a really good opportunity, two against Niger. Couldn't take either. One when missing a sitter in the opening 30 seconds of the game. And another when denied by a really smart save from Niger's young goalkeeper. Just the one goal from 20 appearances for Iñaki Williams. How they could do with him finding another today. That's a foul. And a Sudanese free kick from a very central position. Good distance on it as well. You can get it up and down from here if you've got to deliver for you. Good driving run from the substitute to win that free kick. Well, after all the opportunities from dead ball situations for Ghana, wouldn't it be ironic if Sudan could score with one that has come their way? They've really not had too many of them. Goalless with under 20 minutes to go. Can Sudan something here to give them hope of a precious victory. That's a fine effort, and that's a super save as well from Ziggy. Well, it was a really, not sure it was going to go into the back of the net because it always seemed to be drifting over. But Ziggy had to be sure. And did what he needed to do. The first effort of note for Sudan in this second period. Up they go, Kashoum with the header. And Kashoum just floats that past the post. I said he against Angola last time out, and he got good power on the header as well, given the distance. Well, does a nice effort again, and Sudan suddenly without a chance all half. They've had three. In time it was Mahmoud with the strike straight at Ziggy. And I'm sure the Ghanaian fans are expecting to see the kitchen sink thrown at Sudan in the minutes that remain, but is that what they're going to see? Semenyo has telegraphed it rather. And then the delivery, simply not good enough. Abdul Fatawu. Well, he's a box of tricks when he gets going, Abdul Fatawu. But that was not the best delivery by any stretch of the imagination. One assist, the Leicester man, from his 7 Premier League games so far. As the players come over to take in some liquids. Well, those fans seem to be happy enough. I'm sure they could believe that they would be even happier if their team can find a breakthrough. And at the moment, these players in red are doing absolutely what they need to do. Defensive solidity, chances at the other end. Well, Sudan were complaining in the run-up to this game about their training facilities. They were very unhappy about them. Critical of the pitch, of the surface. Many Ghanaians have been critical of the state of their stadia and the as well. It'll be interesting to hear what the coaches have to say after the game about how the Accra Sports Stadium played out. Can they find the solution? Denied again, because if this were to end in a draw, there would be ever more probing questions about what is going on in Ghanaian football and whether there's a possibility this side will not make it to the Nations Cup, which would be really quite something. Sudan, Angola, Niger, the other teams in the group, of course. I think few expected Ghana to have any problems. But Sudan are working hard. They're not rolling over for the Black Stars by any stretch of the imagination. present. Ghana playing into Sudanese hands. It just needs a moment of quality and some better passing in the final third. Kudus gets onto this. And good goalkeeping again. And again, Kudus just drifting into a dangerous position. The ball held up on the thick turf. And Mustafa really alert. Was that a push in the back from Semenyo? Never mind. Play on, says the referee. Owusu out to Mensah. To the byline he goes and wins yet another corner. Well, they have had them aplenty. But they have done very little with them. Now would be a good time to start. After playing against Sudan away next week, it's then a trip to Angola at the start of match day 5, November's qualifiers, and then match day 6, Ghana at home to Niger. Where are the points going to come from? They're going to possibly take them to Moroccan soil in just over a year's time. Kudus again. And it does meet a Ghanaian head. Semenyo, not enough contact on it. Sudan will try and counter, but they're not going to counter like that. After an awful lot. And Ghana break it up. And Owusu into Mensah. And wins the throw. Could have been worse. So a further change as Sulemana, pretty decent debut from him. You can be happy with his work. And coming on is Michael Baidu for his first ever Ghana cap. Fatawu, the man brought down. I'm sure Fatawu will have some interest in this, but then he's not the skipper and he's not Mohamed Kudus. The only question is it far enough away, or is it just a little bit too close? All will be revealed, but I'm assuming Kudus will step up to take it. He scored goals at the World Cup. He scored goals at the Nations Cup. Can Kudus find the goal that would possibly settle this encounter and kickstart Ghana's 2025 Nations Cup campaign? The draft excluder role being carried out by Mohamed Abdelrahman on the floor. And you can see the unease amongst the Sudanese. Kudus standing over it. Involved. Salisu, well, he's unlikely to hit it. Well, this is looking like a training ground, a routine. Might keep on rolling that until he goes to the goal line. Let's have a look. Well, he's taken it even closer, Kudus. Is their method in the madness. Kudus steps up, deflected behind, and that goes back. Lots of build-up, and that's so often it doesn't quite match what follows. Quite a few times. Is it any different this time? It's not. But quite a few times. Is it any different this time? It's not, because a Sudanese head clears it away. Fatawu trying to clears it away. Fatawu trying to work some magic in the area. He'll pick it up again, but he won't, because of an infringement against Sudan. There's a bit of breathing space. Well, Abdel Ragman's afternoon is over as well. Fairly quiet for the man with it. There's the frustration beginning to turn for the Ghana coach. Ajab, the Sudanese skipper, will be very pleased with the point you would have thought the Sudanese. Fatawu. He's asked a lot of Seydou. Seydou has covered the ground very quickly. Deep cross in from him. Williams trying to be alert to it, but not as alert as Williams. Onto his right foot. Strike a goal from Williams. Deflection and over the crossbar. Well, he looked hungry for the moment he picked this up. Iñaki Williams let fly. Solid defending once again. Look at the block from Kashum. And the defensive display by Sudan has been very impressive today. Another corner. Again, comes to nothing for the Black Stars. Well, when plan A doesn't work, you can mix it up. Ontoado has decided not to. Just kept the one up top when he could have chucked a few more bodies in there. I'm sure we'll see that in the minutes remaining. It may well get a little bit more frantic. Not the result that Ghana were hoping for, if it stays as is. Baidu into Semenyo. Baidu again. Owusu. Jiku. Kuku again with the header at the back. He's been very solid today. A central defender for Sudan. Grew up in Australia. That's nice, a little bit of play down the right-hand side. Into the middle it goes. Williams, it must be in. Oh! And play is going to be broken up here because this is a wily campaigner in the face of Shaper Mohamed Mustafa. Wily campaigner in the face of Shaper Mohamed Mustafa. Been playing international football for nearly a decade, as said. And he's just surely winding down. Well, that was an extraordinary passage of play. And it could have papered over some of the cracks. Iñaki Williams looked at least a yard offside. Iñaki Williams looked at least a yard offside. Iñaki Williams looked at least a yard offside. But how Kudus didn't turn it home. Remonstrations in the stands. Hope against hope. Ghana can find a way through. All eyes now will be turning to the fourth official. Minutes of stoppage time there will be. This result, should it stay this way, will still leave Ghana third in the 14 group. And that's having played as Angola, who have 6 points. Sudan will move up to 4. Ghana will creep up to 2, and Niger on 1. Lowlands in Angola, in Luanda. Tomorrow night, Friday night. 6 minutes to be played. Is that enough time to find the goal that will change the complexion of this qualifying campaign for Ghana? Kudus driving forward, touch, oh, he saves it again. This one for Ghana. Kudus driving forward, touch, oh, he saves it again. This one he won't. Strike. It needs to have the head down, not the head up, and just get it on target. Feels like one of those days for Ghana. Can they put in the precious few minutes and seconds for the home support to get behind the team instead of criticising it? They seldom hold back, Black Stars fans, if they're unhappy with the team. And this display does not fit in with their desires, hopes, nor expectations for this team. Kwesi Appiah, the Sudanese, or the Ghanaian coach of Sudan, not the Sudanese coach, will be crossing his fingers and hoping his team can get the point that their defensive display has deserved so far. Another corner will be to the Black Stars. So many they've had. So many have not found a fellow white-shirted head. Well, you can see what it means to the visitors and, of course, to the hosts, but it's the visitors who are more on edge. They've just got to hold on for 3 more minutes. Build-up. And what sort of delivery? Kudus swings it in. This time, again, a Sudanese head on it. A little break here because Ajab couldn't get it clear. Kudus lifts it up. Oh, well, it dropped on the volley, and there was no connection made whatsoever by Williams. But Ghana still come forward. Fatawu, Williams will pick it up. Crowded out by Sudanese, but he somehow wiggles through into the middle. It goes, and Ajab will just play it into touch. Time just over tails behind, and there will be a goal kick, and a little bit more air will be released from the blue as the intensity just drops significantly on that Sudan goal. They are doing enough at present. After hosting Ghana, well, on neutral territory in any case, on Tuesday, Sudan travelled to Niger, also likely to be played in neutral territory before a final game against Angola. Will those games determine a possible return to the tournament for only the 2nd time since 2012? Last time around, they did have a qualifying victory over DR Congo, but how the teams went in very different ways after that. Obviously, Sudan not getting to the tournament and the Congolese making it to the last 4. Less than a minute to go. Ghana need a spark, a bit of magic, something. They have toiled. They've possibly been a little bit unsubtle in their approach at times. Not enough creativity, not enough variation in the play. Can they find something now that will paper over that? Well, it's handball from Kudus. You can see clearly he just brought his arms in towards his chest and cushioned the ball in that fashion. And that may well be that for Ghana. There you go. With 10 seconds of additional time remaining, and Sudan may well have done enough. Well, Mustafa Mohamed is booked late on. You may possibly accept that, because I'm sure in just a moment or so, when the full-time whistle blows, we're going to see lots of celebrations from the team in red. Taking all three. The tail from Sudan. No. Is there a sting in the tail from Ghana? Fatawu trying to play in. Kudus. And he was clipped and went down. There's a player down in the Sudan area as well. The referee looking at his watch. These are the final moments. Kudus into the middle, it goes! Up goes Semenyo. Couldn't fashion the effort on target. Williams tries his luck and bends it. And it goes past the post, and as it does so, so do Ghana's hopes of winning this encounter, because the final whistle has blown. As you can imagine. Given that it's their penultimate home game of the campaign. Okay, it's only their second home game as well. But either way, you need to win your home games. So far, the only point picked up by the Black Stars has been on the road. Ayew swings it in. Better delivery, but not as deep as he might have wished, with the three players coming in behind. Headed away impressively at the back by the Sudanese defence, not for the first time today. Nice serve from Seydou. And there are a lot of Ghanaians still up. Deep across that is. Up goes Salisu. And Salisu gets a head on it, and he believes a Sudanese last. But something of a gentle request from the centre-back. Jordan Ayew's race has run. He will not be adding to his goals. And on comes Iñaki Williams. He'll be hoping to find some